Tell me a couple of the important emotional traumas.
I think every time, over the years, losing friends, it's never easy.
How many people do you think you lost?
Over 20.
What a joy to meet you. Thank you for doing this with us. And I was in the Army for 10 years, and so many service people want nothing to do with mental health because they think it shames them. It's stigmatizing. But everybody wants a better brain. So we're trying to change the conversation. My goal is to help you have a better brain. Tell me your goal.
My goal is exactly that, is to explore what I don't know inside my brain, but also use your platform here to share my story and make sure other people can maybe glean something from it and learn from what I've gone through, because a lot of people have done the same.
So I think of many people who are Navy SEALs, like my NFL players. And now, obviously, SEALs are heroes, NFL players are not, they're entertainers. But there's a level of physical trauma that can negatively impact SEALs for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
So tell us your story.
The career-wise, I joined right before 9/11 just to try to get out of Wisconsin. Didn't think anything of it. And from there on out, shipped off to San Diego for buds. Right from there, out to Virginia Beach is where I started my deployments.
So let's go back to buds.
Okay.
What made you decide to do that?
Good recruiters.
And how did you have the fortitude to get through? Because the pass rate's not high.
Right. I think it's just the belief of signing up for something to do, saying you're going to do something and doing it. There's no other option.
What had prepared you in your childhood?
Just probably the example my parents set of hard work and just going. Sticking it out. Times are going to be tough, so get going. That's just part of the deal. Life is tough. That's what my dad always used to say.
And so from buds, you go to Virginia Beach.
Yep.
You actually spend most of your career stationed there.
Yep.
But you had many deployments.
Correct. Yep. Stayed my whole time there. Started off at SEAL Team 4 and moved over to SEAL Team 8 for a big organization. But first deployment was to Europe. Wasn't anything spectacular. I was mad at the time that I didn't go to Iraq in 2003. And then in 2006, I did go to Iraq, and I wished I would go back to Europe. And then after that, I screened and went over to development group and stayed there for the rest of my career, 16 more years there. And there, it's training or deploying constantly for the rest of my career. Always, every year you would deploy once at least. So
For how long?
Around 4 months every year. So you're constantly going, coming back, and then you're right back into the training cycle. So it's a busy time.
And what was your job?
In the beginning was breaching, which was a lot of explosives, heavy weapons, rockets, big machine guns, 50 cals. After that, I kind of moved along to doing more air, like parachutes and rigging, stuff like that. And once I got out of the Navy, started my own company, again, to keep me focused, keep me, towards a goal. And that's been good as far as keeping me occupied and giving me something to look forward to with my new time. Because it is a transition. I think I'm just now a year out of it, retired last year. And it was good for a while. Then you kind of get into a slump of I should be doing more. I'm not doing enough. And then, kind kind of come out of that, work on stuff, stay focused, and then circling back to it's very, very ups and downs.
So we talked about breaching, we talked about jumping, we talked about the bike accident. What else? Explosions, IEDs.
Explosions. No IEDs. In Iraq, I remember our house getting hit with a rocket or something. Man, that one rang me pretty good.
Say that again.
In Iraq, one time of note, like when you talk about brain bell ringing experiences, I think there's one in Iraq where a rocket or something hit our house, and I just remember not being able to hear people, seeing them, and everything just being real Saving Private Ryan like, or just kind of like dazed for a little bit. So that one kind of stuck out for a while. The helicopter crashes, I was in 2 of those. Both I walked away from. The helicopters were totaled, but you never know. And in the midst of all that, of like what's really hurt, you got other things to worry about, so you just kind of keep going. The fall.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know that the traumatic brain injury people don't always lose consciousness.
Correct.
In fact, they often don't.
Right.
Because consciousness is a brainstem phenomenon where you can hurt the cortex, a thoughtful part of your brain, and you don't even know because you're stunned or you're having that Saving Private Ryan moment.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, my brain got hurt.
Yeah. Oh, it's interesting.
So when I show you your scan, because it shows trauma, we have plenty of reasons why.
Okay.
Tell me about emotional trauma. And did you have, as a Navy SEAL, I mean, obviously you're going to experience it, especially during wartime, right? Virtually the whole time you're in, it's wartime. Do you have any training on how to deal with the emotional stuff you would see or experience?
Not really, no. I think I've seen a lot, so there was no training. That's just, again, it's part of the job. That's kind of the only way. Kind of, yeah. It's what you do. You go out there and you do it, and you come back, and guys talk about stuff, but maybe that's good to air it out. Like, man, was that messed up, or whatever. But I think it's kind of one of our healthier things that we do is talk about that kind of stuff afterwards a little bit, and at least try to know that we're all on the same page as far as like, yeah, that was rough, or it wasn't too crazy. Kind of makes you feel not alone, or however you want to see it.
Tell me a couple of the important emotional traumas.
I think every time, over the years, losing friends, it's never easy.
How many people do you think you lost that were close to you?
Over 20. Yeah, at least, 30 maybe. Too many.
Too many, yeah. And your coping mechanism?
A lot of the guys, especially earlier in my career, is, you go to deployment, you come back and you just go drinking. So that was a big thing. You didn't have a family, or, a lot of us were young single guys. All we wanted to do was deploy. And when you deploy, you come back and you don't really have anything else to do except for focus on work and just try to go blow off steam and go drinking, I guess.
And how much did you drink?
Back then? Again, too much. It was all the time. That's all I did. One thing that's on my head is compartmentalization. As you go through trauma and these different things, they always talk about compartmentalizing things. Like, is that a good way of tackling trauma?
I think if it works for you, it's not coming out in tantrums or drinking or cutting people off. I think where you bring your attention determines how you feel. All right, let's look at your brain.
Let's do it.
So we do a study called SPECT, and SPECT looks at blood flow and activity. It looks at how your brain works. And this is an example of a healthy brain. This one's not healthy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's showing significant decreases in your frontal lobes. So I bet you have problems focusing. In your temporal lobes, so talk about, can go with being irritable and have trouble with memory. We need to fix this because 10 years from now, this is going to be worse and you're going to know it and the people who love you will know it. So you have plenty of reasons for this, but we have to make it better. And it's very common with SEALs that I've done. You don't have holes in your brain. What the holes mean, significantly low blood flow and low activity in the brain. If I normalize this, you have no idea what your potential is. Then we could get you a whole bunch closer to whatever your potential is. So even though you had a stellar 20-year career, you did a lot of awesome things, you just got your MBA, and you want to take the best brain into the future.
Yes, sir.
With you. So this looks like how it's supposed to look, pretty much. So I'm not worried about that.
Well, that's good.
I'm worried about this.
Blood flow.
No, I'm excited about this because I can make it better.
Me too.
That's what I'm excited about. I give you.
It doesn't look good. There's only one place to go.
It does not look good.
Hopefully up.
We can make it better. Let me give you 2 packets a day of my NFL formula, multiple vitamin, fish oil, brain boost. And then I'm going to add something specifically to increase blood flow to the brain. I'm going to write that down. Have you ever been in a hyperbaric chamber?
Yes.
How many times?
Oh, I don't know. Once or twice or quite a few. Handful of times.
A couple of times?
Yeah, handful.
Handful.
Yeah.
I'd like you to do it like 40 times. Oh, no, I'm serious.
Okay.
It's a dramatic positive benefit. I published a study on soldiers who were involved in blast injuries, who all had PTSD and TBI. 40 sessions, brain was better, their cognitive tests were better, their moods were better.
Wow.
It helps repair. So we have to just think, you're going to be in rehab for a little bit.
Okay.
To get your brain as healthy as it can be. Because yes, I know you had a whole career in the military. You're so young. You're going to live so much longer if you do the right things. Right? Let's use that experience and bless it and then go forward.
Yeah.
So that you become even a better dad and, have the life you want.
I like it.
What's your diet?
It's good. I don't really eat out. Cook everything myself at home. Don't really add much to it. A lot of meat, vegetables.
So, real food?
Yeah.
Meat and vegetables, real food. I like that.
Got that one going. All right. Doing something right.
You're doing a lot of things right. I mean, given what you've experienced, you have every reason to be a mess, but you're not a mess. But you can be better.
I like that.
Yeah. No, I think you're awesome.
Thank you.
I'm grateful. Be helpful to you.